Now, so therefore, if I have C4H9, C4H10, let me put it like that, sorry, C4H10, this is butane. This is a molecular formula for what? Butane. The other one that I wrote earlier, it is C4H9. This is what? Butyl from alkyl group. This is butane from what? ANE. Alkane's what? Alkane's group. Are we together? Yes. We call this one now carbon to hydrogen. We call it molecular formula. This is also molecular formula. I'm telling you what a structural formula is. Now, when we decide to start breaking it, how many C is here? 4C. 1, 2, 3, 4. How many hydrogen? 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This one now becomes what? Becomes what? Structural formula. Are you? Now, that is that. That means this one is what? Structural formula. And let's see how to name this. Since we have known, the first step is this is structural formula. Now it has rule in naming this. Firstly, let's classify this. This is it ANE. When I say ANE, I mean is it alkane? Alkane. Or is it ENE? Or is it YNE? If it is ENE, it is what? Alkenes. Is that taken? If it is YNE, Charles, it will be what now? Alkyne, isn't it? It will be what? ALKYNE. Now, note that we want to know if this is actually this one, or this one. It is very simple to identify that. What would that be? Note that if it is ANE, all the bond, I mean this carbon to hydrogen, all must be single bond. It must be single bonded what? Molecules. Now, hydrogen and carbon, how many bond is there? 1. Carbon to carbon, how many bond? 1. When you have that in a structure, we will call it what? ANE. When we have this ENE, when we have C to double bond like this, and we have, maybe we have hydrogen here, we have hydrogen here, hydrogen here, hydrogen here. This is classified under what? ENE, alkenes. And if we have triple bond, like this, like this, like this, this is what now? How many bond is here? The bond that join this and this together, it is what? It is triple. We call it triple bonded molecules. It falls under what? YNE, alkyne. So alkane is single bond. Alkenes is what? Double bond. And alkyne is what? Triple bond, which is something of this. Are we together? Now, this now, from the listeners, this now is classified under what? Is it alkane? Is it alkenes or alkyne? This will now be what now? Alkane. Because you can see, carbon to carbon, how many bond? 1. Hydrogen to carbon, how many bond? 1. Are we together? Carbon to chlorine, how many bond? 1. Carbon to iodine, how many bond? 1. It has a single bond. It is under ANE. That is the second step. Now, the third step, after getting that means whatever we want to do here, when we end it up, we must end it with what? AN what? E, which is alkanes what? Family. This structure belongs to what? Alkanes what? Alkanes group. Now, we have rules regarding this. Rule 1 stated that what? Determine the what? Longest chain. Please, for those people watching this video, try and cram this rule. It will be of help for those preparing for WAEC, jamb, and A-level students. Are we? The rule 1 said what? The rule 1 said what? Determine what? Determine the what? The longest what? Longest chain. How do we do that? Then rule 2 states that what? Naming what? Naming alphabetically. Are we together? When I say naming alphabetically, I mean naming the what? Substituent. Or what? Or branches. Are we together? Then rule 3 states that what? The use of what? The use of I-beam. Please, let's try and note that. This is I-beam. And rule 4 states that what? The use of what? Comma. This one. And rule 5 states that what? The use of what? Bromo. Isn't it? Chloro. Fluoro. Iodo. Astato. And etc. Under halogen group. And why what? Rule 6 states that what? You don't name. You don't know what? You shouldn't name what? Hydrogen. This is hydrogen. Hydrogen is not a substituent. You don't name it. This is hydrogen. It is not. You don't name it. Now let's try and all this rule. Please try and cram it for those watching me and for those sitting. Try and cram this rule. And let's be applying this rule from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's apply it to this structure. Are we all together? Now, determine the longest chain. How do we determine the longest chain? How do we do what? Determine the longest chain. Miriam, are we there? How? Toiba, is it? Now, to determine the longest chain, note, you can't only what? You can't only what? Carbon. You don't count what? Hydrogen. Are we together? Where is the carbon? This is carbon. 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 This one is not carbon. It is chlorine. This is chlorine. This is chlorine. You don't count. You don't count fluorine, bromine, iodine. You don't count. We only count the what? The carbons to determine the what? The longest chain. How do we count the carbons? You can count in how many ways? You can count in what? In 5 ways, right? Yes. What ways? Way 1. This is way 1. Second way, way 2. Toiba, are we there? Please, let's get it today. What's this? Way 3. What? Way 4. Then what? Way 5. Are we together? That means we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. These are the ways we can. You can still restructure this by doing what? 1, 2, 3, 4, and what? 5. It's still the same thing. Are we together? Anyhow you want to. You can decide to put it vertically. You can decide to put this what? Horizontally. Are we together? Yes. Now, that means whatever the way may be, we have to be counting what? Carbon. Note that you can never count like this. It is wrong. You see carbon here. You see carbon here. You see carbon here. You still see carbon here. It is wrong. Carbon here, if assuming this is carbon, 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 carbon. If there is carbon here, you can't do that. You can only count like this. You can't count like this and you come down. No, this is wrong. So please take note of that. Are we together? Now, determine the longest chain. How do we do that? Let's firstly pick this one in the middle. Are we? Where is the middle? I mean, when I say the middle, this is what I'm referring to, isn't it? Now, what are we to be counting? Godwin, the carbon, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Alim, are we there? We only count the what? The carbons. How? This is, if we started from this angle, if we start from this angle, how many carbon is here? 4. Are we? Yes. They can break it, but they want to make it more complex. That is why they are not breaking it. Let's say this is 4. So they have put 4 there already. 4. This will be what? 5. This will be what? 6, 7, 8. Do we count this one? No. Because it is chlorine. Are we together? Now we have what? 8. When it is 8, what offspring is that? It is what? Octane. Are we together? Now that means this straight line now is known as what? Octane. Octane. Are we together? Aha. Let's put that aside. Now this is 8, right? That means the middle one is what? 8. And it is known as what? Octane. Are we together? Aha. Octane. Carbon number 8. Octane. Carbon number 7 is what? Heptane. Carbon number 6 is what? Hexane. Carbon number 5 is what? Pentane. Carbon number 4, butane. Carbon number 3 is what? Propane. Just carbon number what? Number 2 will be what now? Ethane. I love that. Now please, are we really getting it? Now what follows? We have counted this one to be what? Class, should be what now?
Octane.
I can't hear you.
Octane.
Octane. Now what follows is that we have counted like this. Now the question comes to those people watching. We said we can only count in 5 ways. Can we count like this? That is the question. I'm expecting comment from this. Can we count like this? Actually, watch this thing. Do we have something like this? And know that if we have to count like this, we must be having what? Carbon. Can we count like this? Let's check the structure. As truly, if we can count like this. Class, can we count like that? No. How? This is hydrogen. Do we count hydrogen? No. This, what follows? Chlorine. Do we count chlorine? No. What follows? Fluorine. Do we count fluorine? No. What follows? Chlorine. Do we count chlorine? No. Are we? That means this one is not J. Now, let's pick this one. Can we still count like this? Is it possible? No. Because the same rule that applies to this also affect this. Because if I should count like this, what are we having here? Hydrogen. Well, I can never count like that. What are we having? Chlorine? I can't. What are we having? Fluorine? I can't. What of chlorine? I can't. Even that is what is ending it. This is also exempted from it. What follows? This, can we count like this? Leaving 1 and 2. Can we actually count like this?
Yes.
Yeah, we can count like that. Because let's observe this down one. We have what? Hydrogen. We have what? Methyl. The same way they can write it like this, or they can write it like this, CH3. How we? So they can put it anyhow. This is what? This is methyl, CH3. It is deducted from what? CH4, which is methane, and we go to what? Methyl. Deduction of how many hydrogen? 1 hydrogen. Now this is what? Methyl. This is bromine. This is iodine. Actually, this I can't count like this. No, this is what we are following, right? This is hydrogen. I can't count like this because this is hydrogen.
Yes.
This is carbon now.
Yes.
Forget about this. Those people watching me. This is as the same thing like putting it like this. Hydrogen. Hydrogen. How many hydrogen is this? 3. That's what is it? If you want to break it. Now, what? You don't count this one. You don't count this. You don't. Where are we going to start? 1, 2, 3, 4. How many is that? 4. That means I can actually count like this. Which is what? 4. What would that be? This one would be what now? 1, 2, 3. Okay, this is 4. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. 3 plus 4. It is what? 7. Now this will be what now? This will be what? Heptane. Heptane. Are we together? Now, since we have put that, let's put it the way they put it, like the way they do. Or you should leave it how it is. Anyhow. You can put it anyhow. Now, can we count like this?
Yes.
The question comes, yes. We can't count like this because it is what? Bromine. Iodine, we can't. But check there, we can't from here. This is hydrogen, but we can do that here. What? 1, 2, 3, 4. We can't count this. This is chlorine. This is now what now? This is butane. So now, for those watching, let's try and erase what and what. We have to erase this one. It is not there again. What follows? We only have how many? 1, 2, 3. Now let's see. We have to what? Determine the longest chain. From this one now, which one is the longest chain? When I say chain, I mean something in alphabetical order. Or something in a what? Linear pattern. Something on a straight what? Straight motion. See, this thing is on a straight motion. Even if it is following straight. Straight again. Are we together? Yes. Now, which one? Octane. This is octane. This is heptane. This is butane. Which one is the longest here?
Octane.
Octane. That means this one, the straight one now, is how we count. Are we together? Yes. That means this carbon that we are not counting again, this one, since this one is not the longest chain, this one is not the longest chain, we are not counting this carbon again. Now that means this carbon that we are not counting again, it becomes what now? Substituent. Substituent or what? Another name, branches. Something that is attached to the structure. We call it substituent. Are we together? Yes. We are picking that. This is now the substituent or branches. Since we are not counting, we only count this one. Are we? That is one. So that means octane is our what? Our longest chain. Yes. That means whatever I'm going to put, what we end their family name, it is octane. 1, 1, something, something. What will later end it? Octane. Are we together? Yes. That's one. We have end this rule 1. Let's go to what? Rule 2. Naming alphabetically. Doing what? Naming what? Alphabetically. Are we together? Now, what are we naming alphabetically? I've put it in bracket. Substituent or what? Branches. Now, where is our substituent? Since this is how we are counting. Are we together? Now, check. We have only 2 substituents in this organic chemistry that we'll put on the board. It's either we have what? Halogen group. Or we have what? Alkene group. Are we there? Just, we have what? Halogen group or what? Alkene group. What are the halogen group? Like bromine, like iodine, like fluorine, like astatine, like what? Bromine. When we say alkene group, can someone mention one for us there? Ethyl. Another person. Butyl. Toiba. Propyl. Who again? Decyl. We have all that. You know, this is methane. Remove one. CH3. Ethyl. This is C2H6. Remove one. C2H what? H5. Ethyl. That's how we have, right?
Yes,
We have alkyl group as a substituent, and we have what? We have what? Halogen group as the what? As a substituent. Are we together?
Yes, sir.
Now, note that this is how we are counting. That means, what is that? This becomes substituent now. Are we? This is from what family? Is this halogen group or what? Alkyl group. It is alkyl group because carbon and hydrogen. It is alkyl. What alkyl is this? This is what now? How many C? 1. 1 is what? Met. And it's having how many hydrogen? 3 hydrogen. Are we together?
Yes, sir.
It's having what? 3 hydrogen. Which is what now? Methyl. So this one will be what now? Methyl. Let's count the substituent. This is methyl. What follows? Where is other? Can we call this one substituent? No. Because already we have counted it to this one. What again? This is substituent. This is also substituent. This is also substituent. This is also substituent. This is also what? Substituent. What for? Do this substituent? No. Because I told you that hydrogen is not one of the what? Substituent. Hydrogen is only what? One of the what? One of the carbon and its compound. Are we together?
Yes.
Are we together? This is not substituent. How many substituents do we have here now? 1. Then this is bromo. You don't call it bromine again. You call it bromo. This is what now? You call it iodo. What follow? You call this chloro. What follow? This is also chloro. Are we together? This is also what? Fluoro. What again? This is also chloro. Do we? What of this? No. Now how many substituents are we having? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have how many? We have 7 substituents. Now the rule 2 now say name alphabetically. I mean you name the substituent what? Alphabetically. Now this is M, this is B, this is I under ABC. This is C, this is C, this is what? F, this is C. Which one comes first? B comes first. That means we have to start from B. What follows? C. What follows? F. Are we together? What follows? I and M join. Are we together? Hope I'm communicating. So that is that. That is how. That is for the what? Rule 2. Rule 3. The use of hyphen. Now let's be applying the rule. When we are using hyphen, why are we using hyphen? The use of hyphen is just to do what? It's just to separate what? Is to separate what? Numbers from what? Alphabet. It is 2 bromo, 2 chloro, 3 fluoro, 4 iodo. You can't say 4 comma iodo. No. We use hyphen. The essence of this rule is to use it to separate 2 bromo, 3 chloro, 4 fluoro, and many more. Now the use of comma, it is to what? Separate what? Numbers from numbers. We have chlorine here. We also have chlorine. How many chlorine are there? There are 2. Then if I want to separate them, this one fall on this one, fall on this one. Assuming we are having 1, comma 1. What do we? This is number. This is number. What do we use to separate them? We use 1 to separate them. Are we together? 1, comma 1. Slash. You now put slash there. Because I want to still write what? ABC. That's why I'm using ID to do this. Now the 5th rule. What with that? Bromo, chloro. Now when we are now naming it, you don't use bromine. There is not anything like 2 bromine, 3 chlorine. No. We use what? 2 bromo, 3 chloro, 4 iodo, 5 something. That is how. And what follow? Rule 6 say you do not what? You do not name hydrogen. Because it's one of the what? With one of the carbon and it's what? Compound. Now let's try and apply all this rule into this particular diagram. Are we there? Then you can pause this. Now let's try the same structure, but let's try to apply all this rule. I've explained it in the earlier video. Let's apply it to this one. Believe me, just all you need to do, cram the rules and apply it. You start getting it correctly. It is very simple and what? Easy. Now what do we do? Now we have known that this is our what? This is our longest chain, which is octane. Now how do we count? Is it from here we have to start counting? That is the main bone of contention. Or from here, I'm going to start counting. Now that lies on what is the first substituent that we have to name? Bromine. That's what firstly comes based on naming alphabetically. You will not check. This bromine, what carbon is it closest to? This is bromine. Check this carbon. If I start counting from here, carbon will be what? Not this one, no. This is chlorine. No. Carbon will be 1, 2. Bromine is on what carbon? Yes, 2. Are we? Well, I have 2 bromo here. Let's check. What of if I start counting from here? How many carbon is here? 4 carbon. 5, 6, 7. 7 what? 7 bromo. That means bromine is on what? 7th carbon. Yeah, you don't go for this one. That's what we are saying. You go for the what? The closest, the shortest one that bromine is closest to. Where that means we start counting from where? Here. And when you are counting like this, you don't count back. You continue counting. Are we together? Now, what would that be? That means what I'm having? Bromine comes first, right? 1. What follows? 2. What would that be now? Do we have any bromine again? No. It will now be what now? 2. You put IV because it is bromine I want to. Number 2 letters you put IV. 2 what? 2 bromo. Are we together? Yes. This has gone. Remain what? Remain how many substituents? This. Are we? Now what follows? B has gone. Remain C, I, F, C, and N. Which one will come first? C. Are we together? Yes. Then you continue counting. Since you started here, you continue. You can't still start from this angle again. What is that? 1, 2, 3. This is 3. We have chlorine here. There is still chlorine here. There is still chlorine here. Chlorine, this is 1, this is 2. The first chlorine was found on carbon number what? 1. This one will also fall on carbon number 1. The other one fall on carbon number what? Number 3. You will now come here. The first one, which is this one, 1. This is alphabet. What do I put? IV. Because I want to write number. Comma. We have triple chlorine. So another chlorine, this second one, the first one on 1 carbon. You put comma, you put 1. Number to number, you put comma. That's what this will say. And what follows? Then we still have another chlorine, put comma. But that chlorine is on what carbon? Carbon number what? 3. You put 3 here. Is there any more chlorine there? No. Then you now put hyphen. Because you want to still write letter. How many chlorine are there? They are what? They are 3. When they are 2, they becomes di. When they are 3, they becomes what? Tri. It will now be tri, since they are 3. Tri. What is the name of them? Tri what? Trichloro, not chlorine, no. Trichloro. Are we? Chlorine has left. This has gone. What follow? We have iodine, fluorine, and what? Methyl. Which one will come again? Fluorine, right? Are we together? Then you continue. 1, 2. How many fluorine are we having? 1. Right? It falls on carbon number what? Carbon number 2. It will now be having 2 fluoro. Are we together? Yes. Now, what again? I, remain I, and what? M. Which one comes first between I and M? I. Are we? Yes. Which will be on number 1, right? Yes. It will now be, how many I are we having? 1. It will now be having 1 iodo. Are we together? Yes. Remain how many 1? This one. Now let's count. 1, 2, 3. 3. This methyl was followed on carbon number 3. It will now be what now? Ivan again. You will now put what? 3 Ivan. What? Methyl. Then what is their family name? The family name is what? Octane. Then you come here and put octane. That is just that. Now the nomenclature for this is what? 2 bromo, Ivan 1, 3 trichloro, 2 fluoro, 1 iodo, 3 methyl octane. That is just that. Are we there? Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and also share to the needies. Save those people that they want to prepare for YEC. They are preparing for jamb and A-level exams on this. This is how you name what? This particular organic structure under what? Alkane. Alkane. A-N-E. In our next video, you will see E-N-E, inshallah. Barakallahu feekum.